Disclaimer: this video is no way affiliated or endorsed by TFCon and was made for entertainment purposes only.
This October 20th through the 22nd, TFCon Orlando at Doubletree by Hilton Hotel Orlando at SeaWorld with special guests Bob Budiansky, Victor Caroli, Dan Gilvison, Gary Chalk, Richard Newman, Alex Milne, David Sobloff, and Casey Kohler. Meet mediocre YouTubers Bert the Stormtrooper, Deluxe Baldwin, DIECAST NORBZ, Engineer Hoist, Fire Talks, Ghost Prime, Cato's Collection, Patriot Prime, Rodimus Primal, and Treebot. If you see them, make sure and say hi. You'll most likely find them at the bar. That's TFCon Orlando in October. Be there!
DIECAST NORBZ is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say some what? Viewer and parental discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to all my amazing hooligans throughout the multiverse. It's time for another episode of DIECAST NORBZ Galactic Hooligan. And today's APB review is actually brought to you by Transformers Robots in Disguise Universe, Strongarm. She is really impressive. I am actually loving what she actually does. I'm trying to get the glare out of your faces and everything, but there she is on package. That art is spectacular. And no more than this, like, look at her right here. She just looks amazing over here, and over here she looks super incredible over here. Again, all of you artists actually need a amazing raise and everything, because you guys are actually like really killing it with each and every one of these artfully done renderings on the side of the package. I love it. Here she goes on the box, and we'll take you into her Evo Fusion, which is just putting the gun on the back of the car here and everything. But you know, you can't have it all with Evo Fusion or anything. And we are actually going to go step by step into this. Welcome to the review. Now let's get into the stage so I can actually show you why she's so cool. And here we go, one of our new female bots. Here it is, Strongarm, and I really love this figure so much and everything. I wasn't expecting to love her so much or anything like that. Elephant in the room, she is pretty small when it actually comes down to being a truck of this proportion and everything, you know, because I was expecting her to be like at least Voyager's size, and well, she should be, you know, because I really think that Strongarm should actually be like a lot more sizable, a lot more powerful of a bot and everything. But she came out to be super spectacular. I am really loving all of the details that are actually going on in here. Just wanted to give you just a front view. I mean, just like a view altogether. She actually has a bedpan right over here. It's pretty small and everything. We actually have her light bar done a little bit darker and everything, but I still like it. I like the shading that's actually going on into her windows here. Just very nice. Her wheels are actually clasped in, and actually, she actually still offers a smooth ride nevertheless and everything. But she is that way. She's actually got like a lot of like white and blue over here. I'm actually liking her color scheme altogether. My only other thought is that when it actually comes down to the changing of the elements in white plastic, because I can actually see it already happening over here, where we're actually seeing a like more of a pinkish hue here and everything. I'm really hoping that we don't actually see that color change going anywhere else or anything like that. But also, I'm not totally hating her or anything like that, because they really found a good way to fix the loose feet on the back and everything. And giving you a quick comparison with Minerva here, again, I really wish you were like a lot bigger and everything like that. With Minerva and with Strongarm over here, I don't really think that the changes are actually that drastic or anything like that, because I expect her to be like a bigger Dune buggy and everything. But where we actually see this, where it's actually loose AF, like right over here and over here, you can actually just kind of like sneeze and it's actually just ready to dislodge. With Strongarm over here, they actually kind of like fixed those issues, and I'm actually super glad to see that, even though I still kind of like really low-key hate everything that's actually going on over here. Although we do still get thrusters that are actually blast compatible and everything, so that's actually kind of cool. But a style of truck like this, I wouldn't necessarily think that we should actually see these two things popping out over here on the back. So that's actually kind of a shame, but at the same time, it doesn't ruin this figure for me. Also, I kind of wish he actually had like a bigger blaster here. Like, I know that we actually have this right over here for Minerva and for Alita 1, and I kind of wish that we actually reuse those weapons and everything like that. She actually, what Strongarm actually gets is this kind of like pea shooter kind of thing over here and everything, which is actually okay, but really I think she should have actually, I think Strongarm actually deserved like a better weapon and everything like that. It's kind of hollow on the inside, but it is a handheld kind of revolver, I guess, you know? You can actually put it on the side, you can actually put it on this space right over here, or Evo Fusion it right over here to the back and everything like that, so you could actually give her some backward shooting capabilities and everything. So all in all, not bad in truck mode. And here go other comparisons: Prowl, Smokescreen, and Clampdown. And as I said before, when it actually comes down to the size disparity between, say, Strongarm over here and the other Autobot cars, I kind of wish that she were a lot bigger, because as far as being a truck, I mean, she could even be like a really, like a smaller, kind of like sportier truck and everything like that, kind of like kind of like one of those street legal kind of like deals and everything like that. But I don't know, like this, the sizing really doesn't fit her too well or anything like that, nor does it really make her like that much more sizable than like your Autobot car and everything like that. And that's actually kind of a shame. I just definitely want her to be a lot larger. Again, when it actually comes down to this sizing right over here, perfect, you know? Like, if you didn't actually have to deal with like any of the other Autobot cars or anything, I would say that that's actually a perfect sizing and everything like that, and then there we go. But when you're actually comparing her with others like Lamborghini and everything, I think this should actually be just so much bigger. But the best is yet to come in her robot mode, so let us get her into transformation. And shut! Transforming a Strongarm is actually pretty simple. You can actually leave this blaster on or off if you actually want to. For the sake of argument, though, we're actually going to transform her without her blaster on. And first off, let us start off with the feet over here, and let's bring them outward and then pop them in here, and then they're actually pretty stable. Once we're actually finished with that, you just want to disconnect her right over here. She actually has a couple of connection points right over here, and then we'll actually bring these out over here. And then once we actually do that, we want to go to the back and disconnect these pegs right over here. There we are. And now let us go all the way over here. We're just going to start separating things right along the line. And there we are. And then we can actually bring this piece down like so, disconnecting her hands right from this area right over here. They are connected right on the inside, so there's a peg that's actually holding it right on, that's actually holding itself right onto the fender itself right over here. And then we just want to do this and then get these out of the way. You already saw her head right over here, so there's no mistaking that whatsoever. And then let's just get this over here, and then we will bring this in, and then we are going to connect her knees right over here, and we're going to bring this piece all the way to the inside let us reverse her waist 180 right over there, and then we're actually going to bring this piece right onto the inside. We'll actually loosen this up a little bit. There, it's actually pegged in right over here, but once you actually get this wing out, it swings open just like this, and then we are going to do the same thing right on this side. I know it's actually kind of weird the way this is actually handled and everything like that, but it actually makes for an eloquent transformation nonetheless. We're actually going to bring her hood and bring this all the way up and over her lights. There we go. There we are. And then once we're actually done with all of that, and just let's situate her just a little bit. We'll actually bring her front lights up just like that. And there we go. We have Strongarm in robot mode. First off, I really want to introduce you to this face over here, because I didn't really think that it was actually going to be that great or anything. I kind of like felt as though we should have actually went with a lighter color of blue for her lips and for her eyes. But seeing it in person, she is really, really awesome. I love her chevron over here and everything. That is actually very cool. I love like the blue and white that's actually going on here matched up with her gray. It's very, very excellent. I kind of like think that she's actually probably like one of my favorite uses, or probably like my very favorite use of this mold right over here. We're actually going down her trunks right over here and everything like that. It's actually very reminiscent of what we actually saw with Alita 1 and Minerva. And then there we go down to her legs. She's actually very cool. I'm loving all the details that we actually have going on into a Strongarm over here. My only issue with her is that I wish she were bigger, you know? And now over here we actually have her wings. That's actually very cool. I thought that they were going to be a lot worse than they actually are. But it's like seeing her in action. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. Just fixing up my camera. Seeing her and how she actually like handles this mold and everything. She is really extraordinary. I'm actually loving her. The only things that I possibly could think about nitpicking whatsoever is that I wish that we actually had like headlights right over here that were actually painted instead of like just having this just brown over here. And I kind of wish we actually had like another array of weapons or something like that, or maybe a way to change this into like say shoulder cannons or something. Like the way I'm actually working with her right now, they're already shoulder cannons in my mind's eye and everything. They're like shoulder laser weapons and everything. So that's actually very cool itself and everything. But I kind of wish we actually had a little bit more. She actually does have this pistol right over here. Fits right into her hand very, very, very well, you know, and it is Blast Effects compatible. So just let me get some stuff out of the way so I can actually show you exactly how this works over here, and you get like just the right blast effect. And oh wait, here we go. Just the right blast effect right over here for the little pea shooter right over here. So there we go, and there it is. So she could actually be the very last robot that actually uses bullets and everything like that. But I think this actually kind of really works out really, really well with this blaster over here and everything. I think that's actually very cool altogether. But again, I kind of wish it was actually like a lot more sizable. Again, she is strong-armed, so I think that she could actually have, she could actually really use a lot more better artillery and that sort of thing, you know? And my only other nitpick is that I wish we actually had some of this teal going right over here as well and everything, and maybe into her trunks here and everything, to actually kind of like give it like a little bit more pizzazz and everything. But aside from that, I'm not really down on the design altogether. I really like it. In fact, I think it's actually like a very cool upgrade to what we actually had with Minerva and with Alita 1. Articulation is that she can actually go 360 with it, but she actually has some inhibitants right over here to the back of her neck right over here. She can actually look up just a bit, down a bit. She actually has a 360 right over here and everything. You will actually have like a little bit of clash with her wings over here, which can actually pivot up and pivot down. and it can actually go sideways just like so and everything. You know, it's actually kind of weird the way the wings actually work, but I still like them. Also, you actually have this front end over here that can actually pivot up and pivot down and kind of like go to the side. So if she actually really needed to like actually have any kind of distance right over whatsoever where she's at while she's actually raising her arms, she doesn't have like that much to actually inhibit her and everything. So that's actually kind of cool. You actually have a 360 right over here on her bicep. You actually have a bend right over here on her elbow, wrist articulation right over here. She can actually go 360 on a mushroom peg right over there. She actually has 360 right over here on her waist. Due to transformation, also because it's actually cool, she actually has, let's see, can she do the full Kung Fu? She can actually do slight Kung Fu. It's not like a full range or anything like that. It's actually due to how her hips actually move and her leg sculpting actually goes all the way up here. So it just jams right into her hip sockets right here. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it still works. She can kick up to this degree. She can actually kick back just about right here and everything before her trousers actually get in the way. We actually have like some thigh articulation right over here. You actually can go about a little under, no, just about 90 degrees right over here. And we also have ankle articulation right over here. No dorsiflexion, but it's actually still really good for like a good well-rounded strong arm here. Like, I really found myself loving this figure a lot as soon as I actually got her out of package. And aside from needing a little bit more in the way of artillery and everything, I really like her a lot. You can actually like store her blaster right on her forearms or on her legs. Or if you really wanted to, I think you can actually just like remove this right over here and use the Evo Fusion technology here and everything to like kind of like store it on her back, and it will actually kind of like bring her backpack out just quite a bit and everything like that. But it's still something you can actually do if you want to do it. And here goes the last comparison I wanted to do because my friend Ultra Megatronus actually wanted to see exactly how this was actually going to work out. And is Transformers Legacy Evolution Strongarm versus Cybertron versus Cyberverse Strongarm. And you can actually see the major differences over here are outstanding and everything, you know, where we actually have kind of like more of the plainer version of Strongarm over here. She was actually good for her time and everything, but this is such a major difference in the way it's actually painted and the way it's actually handled and everything. She looks amazing to me and everything. And just a close-up of those faces right over here. Just let me clear up the camera a little bit. There you go. And you can actually see the major differences actually over here. Like, this one actually looks like she actually has a lot more life in her and everything. She looks like she's actually kind of alive. Where this one, you can actually see like kind of like more of the alien-esque kind of like look to her and everything, which is actually cool for its time, you know? This is actually still a very cool toy, but my whole entire thing will absolutely be going, my whole entire vote will absolutely be going over to Transformers Legacy of Strongarm over here. There is no doubt that this is absolutely the clear winner over here, you know? Like, I really love this Strongarm. And since she's actually joined this new police force, she's actually in with Sergeant Prowl, Lieutenant Clampdown, and Undercover Agent Smokescreen. He's actually been in the game for way too long. He doesn't even know whose side he's on anymore. He doesn't even know who he is anymore.
It just shouldn't have been like that. I thought we were friends. That wasn't the way it was supposed to go down. Went down too fucking quick. Just like Beta 4 and the Strike Backs of Dramadan all over again. Damn it, Barricade. Why'd you do it? Why?
Anyway, you know, so like Strongarm's actually pretty good, you know? Like, I really like her a lot. And I really think that she actually really makes a great officer here in the ranks, and she will actually definitely add onto your collection. final thoughts coming up. Now, I know I didn't get a chance to show off the differences between Minerva and with Strongarm over here, but as you can actually tell, both chassis are actually made very differently and everything, and I really love the fact that they didn't actually use the same chassis for Strongarm, who is actually just really phenomenal in my mind's eye. If you actually haven't gotten her, is she actually worth tracking down and getting in your collection? I think so. I think she actually far outclasses the last Strongarm that we actually had. I really think that this one is actually just like an amazing figure and everything, like everything that they actually did for her is spectacular. The only thing that I kind of feel should actually be a thing here is she should actually just be a little bit bigger. Voyager size would have actually been great. I would love to see Hasbro come back to this in Voyager size, or if they actually do another Strongarm and everything like that. I mean, obviously she can't be this, she's actually gonna have to be better than this. But I really think that if a third party actually came around and did an upgrade or an upscale on her, I wouldn't be disappointed whatsoever or anything. I think this is actually kind of worth another voyage to actually make her as Strongarm as can actually be. Even out of the deluxe size, she's super enjoyable and really can't get enough playing around with her or anything like that. She's actually great to fiddle around with. She's actually great at posing and everything like that. She's actually great. And the only other elephant in the room that I can actually think of is her blaster. I kind of wish that we actually got a more sizable blaster for her and everything. But aside from that, go track her down. She's awesome. And that's it for today's episode of DIECAST NORBZ. I am super ecstatic that you guys have actually joined me once again for my trip through nerddom. Also, I couldn't ask for better co-pilots as you all. Now, the mental health check. Make sure that you guys are actually treating yourselves amazingly, treat each other amazingly. Take out all that love and positivity and throw all that all around the whole entire multiverse and send it back over to HQ because I could always use some myself. Also, remember, when these stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. I look forward to seeing you all soon.